Hey guys, welcome back to Nightmare Talks. I'm Aaron.
I'm Chase.
And well, today we got a request from one of our loving fans, one of our best.
It's my mom. It's my mom.
I was trying to.
I know. We'll just get to the point. Yeah. No. We'll tell them.
She requested that we spotlight Silver Bullet.
Yes.
So Silver Bullet was a movie. See, it was made in 1985. It featured Corey Haim and Gary Busey. I don't have the DVD case for it.
It's just not gonna work, dude.
Silver Bullet.
All we have is a silver bullet.
We do what we can around here. We do what we can. Silver Bullet was a great movie in the 90s, 80s. Did I say 85?
85, yeah. That's when it came out. Yep. No, it's I think it's still a good movie. It's just differently made than what horror movies are made nowadays.
80s
Yeah, it's your typical 80s like. My takeaway from this movie was the music. So I really appreciate movies that have like that good like. It wasn't really like a soundtrack. It was more like the ominous tone sound to it.
Well, let's see if we can.
This movie had a lot of it, and they used it for like every change of scene for the most part.
I am not familiar with the Silver Bullet theme. I gotta pull it up.
I am. Yeah, it's.
You don't happen to have it on your.
I don't have it pulled up. No, I don't. But yeah. So this is a movie growing up for me that I've probably watched several times, at least during Halloween for sure, because my mom absolutely loved this movie to the point where she would watch it multiple times. And to be completely honest, man, for 85, the special effects and everything that are in this movie.
Is this what you're done? That what you're talking about?
There's some other ones. It gets like deeper. It's like boom.
Yeah, that's totally that 80s type.
It's just got that 80s feel to it, dude. Like it's just that perfect 80s.
Okay. Looking for Mr. One Eye. That's what they. That's it?
No, there's another one that has like a deeper
so it's got like a whole
to it.
soundtrack.
Yeah, there's like a whole soundtrack to this thing.
Okay.
Anyway, it's a huge soundtrack. I appreciate, movies that add an extra little element to it. Like if you're gonna add some scary music in there too, it added something to the movie for me.
For sure.
Given at the end, the freaking pastor ended up being the freaking werewolf. So that was
there's a spoiler alert.
I'm not even gonna say it because if you've watched this channel enough by now, you know that we are going to probably ruin the end of the movie.
But you guys, yeah, in all fairness, they've had since 1985 to watch this movie, so we've given you guys some time to see this movie.
If you didn't know about it, I'm sorry. That's the other part, I will say.
It was a good movie, though. I thought Gary Busey, he's kind of like a one-dimensional actor, though. He's always like that crazy dude who is just very unstable and crazy. And and then, of course, you had Corey Haim in the wheelchair, which was cool. And
I can't believe he passed away, dude.
I believe Silver Bullet was the name of his wheelchair. It didn't even have to do with like the bullet that you would use to kill a werewolf. It was the name of his wheelchair because it was really fast. If you remember Gary Busey's character, like souped it up one and made it like really fast.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I apologize for not having the DVD case.
That's all we got. We got literally a silver bullet. So to be literal, technically,
I wish I could get
that's not incorrect.
Stand on here. Just there you go. Your Silver Bullet, guys.
But yeah, so Mom, you're welcome. Great movie. I still watch it to this day, dude. Honestly, I can turn it on and still.
Oh yeah. Well, 80s movies in general, like they're entertaining. That if you could describe them in one word, it would be they're entertaining. They were cheesy.
Yeah.
They weren't necessarily scary. There were scary parts, scary aspects, but talking about a movie that deserves a remake, Hollywood.
Yep.
Please remake.
Oh my God.
Silver Bullet.
Or just make a werewolf movie worth talking about.
There you go.
Make a reputable, awesome werewolf movie because at this point, we're 2021. We're way overdue for just a really good werewolf movie.
I agree, 100%.
Way overdue.
There's tons of vampire movies out there. There's tons of zombie movies out there, and just like serial killer type movies and stuff like that. But I just feel like there's not that many great scary werewolf movies.
And it's part because of like the demonic aspect of movies nowadays. I feel like demonic's kind of taken a front and pushed everything else backwards.
Why do you think that is?
Dude, I don't know. So as a person that really enjoys demonic things, I like it, but don't get me wrong, dude. I still enjoy a good werewolf movie and I can honestly say a decent, awesome werewolf movie is way overdue for sure.
I do actually happen to have a DVD case for another werewolf movie that actually is very good. It's Howl. We're not going to spotlight it today because you have not had a chance to see it yet.
I think I've watched parts of this movie. I haven't seen the whole thing because I do recall the whole, bullet train and it breaking down, but I think it was like midway and I didn't get to actually finish this movie.
Yeah, so we'll hold off on that. But for those of you who are tuning in right now into this particular episode that might be looking for a good werewolf movie to watch tonight or soon before we spotlight Howl, this one's actually very, very good. It was kind of a lesser known movie, but it is made by the creators of The Descent. And you've heard me and Chase talk about The Descent, and there's another movie that we need to spotlight.
That's a good one for sure.
This movie was actually very well done. I really, really enjoyed it. It is scarier than Silver Bullet. It doesn't have that cheesiness, and it did come out. I'm sorry, I like to get the dates correct on these.
Let's look at the time gap. Yeah. So you got 1985, and then Howl came out in.
Good Lord, could they make the writing any smaller?
Yes, they can, because they did. I don't even see it on there, dude.
It's not even on here. We're going to go with much later than 1985. We're going to go with probably early 2000s, possibly 2010-ish. Are you going to pull it up now?
Yeah, dude, cool. I can't.
Yeah, let's get our numbers right. We got to keep some legitimacy to our channel here.
Yeah, man.
Very good, though. I believe it's an English movie. It's not subtitled, for those of you that don't like to read like Chase.
Hate reading.
He does hate reading.
Hate reading.
But it's very, very good. And essentially, like Chase was saying, it's about a train that breaks down.
That's not real.
In the woods somewhere in Europe, and there's werewolves in the woods that start killing off everybody in the train. So we will put this back, and we will go back to Silver Bullet. That is so tacky.
There's no way it was 2020. That's not real.
No, it can't be 2020. How? Yeah, you know what? It has to be like 2010-ish.
See, that's what I thought too. I don't know. Anyway, nothing is cooperating the way we need it to. It's fine.
Yeah.
Doesn't even matter.
Today's just one of those days.
It's not been,
maybe because of the rain and all the weather lately has just been.
I don't know, dude.
For Vegas, it's weird. We're not used to getting rain.
It's not a typical. That and I think there's just not enough werewolf movies to really talk about. Like you can talk about Werewolf in London, like you have these other ones, but I need to finish that one too. I am not good at watching werewolf movies too, so I need to watch some of these.
You're gonna have to expand
old school. If there was more up to date, current ones, maybe we'd have something to talk about. Yeah,
and I feel like Hollywood always takes this when they make a werewolf movie. It always turns into like a damn love story. You got freaking Twilight. We will not ever spotlight Twilight on this channel. It's not gonna happen. And then even with like Underworld, where they had the Lycans and at war with the vampires, that was more of an action movie, and then love story.
So credit where credit is due here. I like the story of Underworld. The whole get up. I enjoy it. But Aaron is spot on in the sense that it did turn into a love story essentially close to the end, which is really depressing because I didn't want a love story within and
then it turns into like a hybrids. Then you have
it's literally just a darker version of Twilight.
Yeah, with a lot more action and didn't
bullets
suck anywhere near as bad as Twilight, but
it's true. And the chick was
so let's get some better and if you guys know any good werewolf movies, I mean, I'm pretty good at doing my research when it comes to underground, lesser known. even B-rated movies, you know, that are cheesy.
Yep.
Sometimes I'll sit through them if it sounds interesting to me. God, I've seen a lot of those. Man, Hollywood really needs to put out some good. And there's tons of decent ones out there. Dog Soldiers is great. Brotherhood of the Wolf. Even Jack Nicholson's Wolf is good. But yeah, I can't really think of any other ones.
All those that he mentioned just now, I've still got to watch. So
Yeah.
if you haven't watched them, it's okay because I'm not in the loop with that either.
But there's some good vampire movies out there.
There are some really good vampires, and that's what's crazy is they stay current with their vampires. Even Bigfoot has a couple of better movies, like recently, than werewolf movies currently.
We do need to get back to the.
We're going to talk. I'm just saying. I'm making an example of the fact that there are some really good Bigfoot movies out there that I enjoy, that are more up to date than most werewolf movies. That's all I'm saying, dude.
It's kind of discriminating.
It
actually.
is. It's kind of wrong. It's
like,
you know. I don't know.
In the PC world that we live in nowadays, it seems like they should, you know, people who are into werewolf movies should be like, hey.
You think they're trying to cancel werewolves?
Cancel culture, buddy, maybe.
Hopefully not.
Maybe
It's a great
because they're
thing.
hairy and you can't just assume
I know.
that they're werewolves anymore just because they're covered in hair. They could be a Sasquatch. They could be.
Oh, that's true, dude. That's
Wow.
That's a valid point because they walk on two legs.
We have gone off the deep end, sir.
Honestly, this is what we do best. We go off the deep end and we have these off the wall conversations.
With no life jacket.
At all.
So, let's see. I feel like we didn't really spend enough time on Silver Bullet for your mom.
So here's the thing. We talked about, we gave our opinion. Silver Bullet, great movie.
Good movie.
The kid in a wheelchair adds a different level of scary. And then you get the mix of the drunk uncle, the mom that's always at work and never around. So there's a lot of components to this that make it, you know, this kid in a wheelchair essentially is kind of on his own a lot of the time.
Yeah.
Mix that
Doesn't
with,
seem very safe.
you have a werewolf that's literally killing people in this small little town, and you got yourself Silver Bullet. That is the makeup for this movie.
Not this Silver Bullet.
Not that one though, yeah. So,
movie.
great movie.
Check it out if you guys haven't seen it.
I feel like I watch it at least twice a year. At least twice, but yeah, good movie.
I've seen it very recently too, which is kind of odd.
I haven't watched it recently. Guilty as charged. I know the movie inside and out though, so that's, you know, it's good. It's whatever.
But shouts out to moms. To moms.
All the
Chase's
moms out there.
mom.
All you moms out there, shout out.
But to Chase's mom,
Yep.
because like I said, we're always looking for feedback. We're always looking for suggestions. You know, whether it's pertaining to horror. I mean, we really have to try to keep it pertaining to horror because that's kind of what this channel's about. And I feel like, actually, I promise you guys, we've kind of started out, it's kind of like a hot sauce, you know, when you go to a Mexican restaurant and you try something and you're like, it's just a little bit of spice, because you're not really know what to expect, right? Or a Thai restaurant and you're like, I feel like we've done that with our followers, is we've kind of started out mild. But guys, we're about to take you guys on a ride. We are definitely going to be, we're going to be pushing the envelope. We're going to be turning up the heat a little bit. We are going to be starting to talk about some much more controversial topics, much more controversial movies.
It's like they're just darker. It's a little bit darker of a flavor, if you will, because we've really been kind of everybody inclusive, friendly with some of the content we've talked about and some of the movies we've talked about, but you know, it's definitely time to switch gears and
trying to turn up the heat
and bring a little more of the whole reason we wanted to talk about these things anyway, because there's a lot of these movies, and if you've watched the Hills Have Eyes episode, like prime example, the majority of the people I've talked to and the feedback I got is they watched the first half of the movie and you get to the rape scene and they're done with this movie and they don't even go on to watch any of the other movies that came with this, which these movies are probably going to be along, I mean, not necessarily rape scenes, but it's going to be along that same gist. It's pretty graphic. It is, for sure.
There's going to be certain movies, and I feel like it is really unfortunate that somebody would turn off a movie and just, I mean, I'm not saying that you have to sit there and be uncomfortable watching a movie, but at the same time, like, if you're going to sit down and you're gonna, well, do your research first of all. I feel like that's the biggest thing. If you're gonna sit down and you're gonna watch a scary movie, don't just click on something. Do your research and be like, look, is this going to be number one? Don't sit down and try to watch a scary movie.
But I think that's what makes this interesting is you get a perspective from Aaron and myself that we watch different flavors, if you will, of scary horror movies. And you have the very extreme to the, you know, like you have the different flavors in this. And it's not to say that we're only going to do the extremes every single time.
But it is going to be in there.
But we are going to mix in these things.
Yeah.
There are going to be things, you know, we talk about with that. But definitely we like the feedback. Prime example, given it came from my mom, but prime example of giving us, you know, feedback like, hey, I would like to hear this movie spotlighted. Yeah. And I mean, we'll make it happen. We'll talk about it. So
yeah.
Even with the darker movies, we'll do the same thing.
I mean, people have reached out to me, and I was kind of telling you about this earlier. Was people have reached out to me and been like, okay, yeah, so your guys' your channel's called Nightmare Talks, and you know, me and Chase, we do like to joke around, and we do definitely get sidetracked all the time.
100%.
But at the end of the day, I feel like the spotlighting the movie is kind of where it's the root of what the channel's about.
100%.
And that's why we try to start out with that, is we try to start out with the movie to set the tone, and that's where we start the conversation, and wherever it goes from there is where it goes. But people are ready for us to, like I said, turn up the heat and say, okay, let's start getting into some scary stuff. Let's get you guys talking about things that, you know, nightmare inducing. Okay, I will give a shout out to Mr. Ballin. For those of you that are not familiar with Mr. Ballin on YouTube, he is retired military. I want to say he was like Special Forces. I mean, this is a badass dude. And basically, what he does now is he just in story format tells stories of things that he reads about, hears about. Have you checked that out?
Yeah, I've watched a few. Yeah, I've watched a few of his episodes. I just didn't know his background. That's more what I was meaning.
Yeah, he's ex-military, and man, his content is good, and he. Awesome. Same thing. He kind of started out like us, bro, where he just kind of like got on there and was like, "Hey, if you guys are into, you know, story format of me just talking and telling stories, then this is the channel for you guys."
Yep.
He has millions of followers, guys. Check him out. His stories are, some of them are freaking intense, man. There's a couple of them where I'm just like listening to him. Now, I will say that because of the fact that he does have, and eventually we do want to get background stuff. We want to be able to show clips of certain things, and those are things that we're going to have to figure out
over time
with editing and stuff. We're still
not easy.
Not easy.
Not easy.
There's certain equipment you have to be able to do stuff like that, and we're pretty simple right now.
For sure.
But with Mr. Ballin, as he tells his stories and stuff, I tend to, unless it's something that's really, really interesting to me, because of his tone of voice, it will put you to sleep. And it's not because it's boring, but because it's literally just him talking like I'm doing right now.
Right.
So sometimes I'm like really, really interested, and I'll try to be up late at night watching one of his episodes, and then the next day I'm falling asleep in the recliner. But once again, his stuff is great. Man. So once again, shout out to Mr. Bond. We love what you're doing. And man, I watch a lot of your stuff, so keep it up, man. It's good stuff.
It's legit.
So did you want to go to Chasing Haunted Places?
Yeah, man. So today's Chasing Haunted Places is going to be Stull Cemetery in Kansas.
Oh, I know about this place.
So, dude, I think you actually told me about this one, but this one definitely is interesting, and it brought up another conversation when we started talking about it. What was it? The 7 Gates of Hell?
7 Gates of Hell.
So, yeah, this place is crazy. Some of the accounts, and given it's just like any place that's haunted, there's back and forth, and it's more, people think it's more along the lines of urban legends more so than, you know, factual anything. And just apparently it seems to be the issue with this place is that there's no real documented events. It's more like he said, she said, like college and high school kids that have had these accounts. It's not necessarily anything that's been videotaped or anything like that.
But I mean, a lot of urban legends are like that. Let's just be
100%,
honest. Like,
yeah.
it's kind of word of mouth, and I mean, everything with the goat man,
Yep.
goat lady.
Yep.
It's a little bit different than Sasquatch.
Yeah, no, for sure.
It's
This one though, so it's interesting. Given it doesn't have documented accounts of anything, the word of mouth of what's been said is this has went from just like being called a haunted cemetery to a gateway. So it doesn't even have the classification, if you will, of haunted. This is just straight up gateway, like for the devil to show up. And apparently he's been seen on numerous accounts during Halloween.
Two, and then the spring equinox, I believe it was.
I'm trying to find the one Halloween where...
Interestingly, though, the Pope, I don't know which Pope it was, but one of the popes back in the 90s.
The second. What you're talking about?
Oh.
The second.
Oh, Pope John Paul II?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so Pope John Paul II in the 90s was on his way to Colorado. And actually in his private jet, he had the pilot change their flight pattern to go around what he referred to as unholy ground, which was Kansas. So this cemetery, I guess there was a little church that was built there that I think it's burnt down now, so it's no longer there.
I have it right here if you want me to read what you got, man. So, so like we were saying, so the story claims that Pope John Paul II allegedly ordered the private plane to fly around eastern Kansas while on his way to a public appearance in Colorado. The reason for this, the story claims, was that the Pope did not want to fly over unholy ground.
Maybe he sensed something.
I'm not gonna lie, it's a little spooky.
I mean, I'm pretty sure the Pope doesn't know anything about Stull, Kansas. You know what I mean?
So that's another thing. So it talks about how that's one of just a story. That's what was said to have happened. Now, whether or not the Pope came out and said like, "Hey, yeah, we did that," probably not. Like realistically.
Yeah, but how would you even come up with that story, though? How would you even come up with a story about the Pope unless the Pope was somehow involved in something related to that?
I don't know.
I mean, you could just be like, I don't know, Johnny Depp was on his way to Vegas. You know what I mean? Like, it could have been anybody. Why the Pope?
This is why TMZ has a job.
It's true.
Let's be honest, it's all word of mouth. Let's be completely honest. Like, a photo does go a long way, but like, rumor mill, for the most part. So, Stull Island, also, one of the other stories behind it was it used to be called not Stull Island, but Stull Cemetery. Skull was the name of the town. Dude, that was ridiculous. What the hell is happening?
Skull Island.
Had a brain fart. Anyway, used to be called Skull, but it got changed to dilute the name and not make people scared, so on and so forth. Which later on they came to say like it was a postmaster that was there, and his last name was Stull, and that village in that area changed to Stull. So, like I said, there's a lot of different accounts of this cemetery, whether it's a gateway, whether it's haunted.
I have a book called Weird USA.
Yeah.
It's a really, really good book if you guys are just into like urban legends and stuff like that. You should check it out. But it talked about Stull Cemetery, and I distinctly remember it talking about a staircase or stairway behind the church. It's kind of hidden, like it wasn't like just. And if you went to the bottom, it opened up to the quote-unquote gates of hell.
You can't even get to it anymore.
Yeah, I guess they said it was flooded, but I think they said that somebody had gone down there, and when they went down in there was like a baby stroller.
Do you know the time frame of when that was? Because all current accounts of this place, and anybody from Stull, Kansas,
all six of you.
Stull, yeah, exactly.
It's a tiny ass town.
Exactly. So if you're actually from Stull, Kansas,
it's just like a family.
You would know better, but
just making these stories.
You can't find where the staircase is even at. Like now, with everything that crumbled and everything else,
I'm sure it's buried in the rubble.
Oh, it is. Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's, whether anything currently has happened there could be interesting, but yeah, I would go visit.
I would too. I mean, it'd probably be a short visit.
Yeah, I mean, it's a small
there's
town.
Probably
There's
not much else to do.
There's probably
there.
not even a hotel there, but who would want to stay, to be completely honest? I don't care to stay.
We need somebody who actually lives in Kansas in that area
To just go check it out.
yeah, check it out, or
document
they might
everything.
even know about it. I mean, if it's
Yeah, if you know more facts than we do, I mean,
you can find it online.
you can.
It's not like you have to go to.
And everything you, so funny story, like when I was looking up stuff for it, it only brought up like haunted, devil sighting, like all these things. It didn't just bring up like Stull, like your town. It just talked about the cemetery and how it's haunted. That's all it talked
Straight
about.
into it.
Yeah, it didn't talk about anything else, so interesting.
Huh? Yeah, we should check. Well, you know, maybe eventually if we ever get
If we can just like take a
Talks bus or something.
no,
we can
dude,
go
you know
through
how
Stull.
cool that would be? Like to go take a U.S. tour of just all the haunted places and just go to all
cross-country,
of them,
right?
just cross country, all of it. Document everything as we go.
So remember when we were talking about the GoFundMe?
Here we go again with the GoFundMe. We need a Nightmare
We need a
Talks
We
bus.
need a bus, guys. It doesn't. It can be like one of those little short buses, you know, like the
We need
special
enough.
kids wear.
Hold on.
Right on?
Nope.
I said
Nope.
here.
No.
I should definitely be on a short bus.
We're not going to get a short bus because here's why. We need to be able to have a computer. We got to be able to edit on the road because you still got to post while you drive.
Okay.
Oh, we need a driver, dude. I'm not driving my own bus.
Yeah, that wouldn't be cool.
No, that's not cool at all.
You're not important if you have to drive.
No,
your
if you have
own
to drive your
bus.
own bus, you're not doing anything.
Yeah.
You're not real.
So we're gonna need a driver.
Shit.
GoFundMe for a short
So
bus,
many things.
a medium bus.
This is going south, man. This is a lot of things. Anyway, what are we doing right now?
I don't know.
We're talking about nothing scary. This is what
Nothing scary. Once again, we're
mild at best.
mild. We're plain.
We are
We don't have any
plain right
sauce
now.
at all,
God.
guys. There's no sauce.
Too much laughing.
Yeah, but we haven't filmed in a couple weeks. We've
been
just
a
had a
little
lot
bit. Yeah,
going on,
stuff
so I think we're just
Life
kind of in one of those weird moods.
happens, dude.
But anyways, once again, Silver Bullet,
Stull.
good movie, very entertaining.
Entertaining.
Maybe we should just turn the camera on.
Bloop, bloop, bloop.
Wah, wah, wah. No, but Silver Bullet for Chase's mom.
Yep.
Great movie. We both loved it.
Great.
Not scary in the sense, but it is very entertaining and once again typical 80s
My
movie.
mom will argue that it's scary, though. It's like as you're saying that, I just thought about how she would argue that.
parts on there, especially
They're
when you're a kid.
suspenseful. It's suspenseful. Let's not mix scary and suspenseful. Let's not get those. They're different.
True. Yeah.
Demons scare me. They don't have to pop out at me to scare me. It scares me. This one just doesn't really. I don't know. Anyway, not important.
But once again, when I was a kid, there was a couple scenes in there that were kind of scary. But now that I look back,
I'm telling you, the music made the world of difference. Like if we had a way to show you guys, like, and to play some of the scenes where I'm telling you the music is what made that scene, you would
there's
completely
people that are
understand.
scared of our theme music for our channel.
You should be.
We came across that, and as soon as I heard it, I'm like, dude, that's it. That's our channel. Right
I mean,
there.
the name of the song is "They're Coming."
They are coming. Referring to me and you?
I don't know. Who is they?
Could be anybody.
Aliens.
Yeah, could be.
Just whatever's the word to you. I don't know.
Actually, back to the aliens thing.
Oh.
I was talking to our boy Hector. We're gonna have our brother-in-law Hector on.
Shout out to Hector,
Hector,
for the second time now.
Yeah, but we're gonna have to get some drinks in him probably. It's crazy how we're trying to find like special guests
Yes.
to be on our show.
Yes.
And man, I keep getting turned down because people are just like, no, I'm camera shy. I can't be on camera. And I'm like, well, dude, what are you gonna like sit off the frame and just talk to us? Like,
You know, that makes it even better, especially if you got stories. Like if you want to be a special guest and you got stories, like
yeah.
especially, you know, the
'Cause that's what
scarier the better.
I want to get that kind of stuff. I want to get, I want to get people from the Hispanic community.
Yep.
I want to get people from the Asian community in here because everybody has legends.
Every culture has different ones.
Me
man.
and Chase are both married to Filipino women, and so like Aswang is a big thing.
Yep.
The white lady, what's white lady? Why is it that every country has a white lady? That seems kind of racist too.
Is it though?
And I don't know. I mean, it's just like there's no like brown lady, yellow lady.
We don't technically know.
Well, no, maybe there is.
Could be out there.
But so yeah, I think that's where it'll be. Maybe Hector has some insight on Lorna or whatever.
Lorena?
Lorena.
I think that's what it is. I don't know, dude.
Yeah, maybe he has some insight on that because I'm
That one's a good story, dude. Like that movie. Not gonna talk about it, but I'm just saying, like if the storyline behind it. I really enjoy, like, that's crazy.
Yeah.
That is nuts. Yeah, so guys, comment, feedback. Let us know if you have stories that you want to tell, if you want to be a part of the show, if you're here in Las Vegas and you would like to be a special guest. We can make something happen. We will try to make it happen, especially if your story is, you know, legit and you're good at storytelling. And being in front of camera doesn't make you shy.
Yeah, that's the important thing is well, I mean, it's not like we're doing tricks and we're not making movies here. We're just talking.
I mean, we say that like it's easy, but some people don't like being in front of camera and like conversating and talking.
Our first episode, I was super nervous, I'm not gonna lie.
It's definitely something to get used to, and still, even to this day, like, there's a level of making sure you have your train of thought right, knowing what you're going to say next, and staying in the conversation. It's definitely different in front of a camera.
It's one thing to be on Cops and Jerry Springer, and it's another thing to be on Nightmare Talks. It's two totally different things.
Thanks, Aaron, for the obvious.
Well, yeah.
Thanks for the most obvious statement. I appreciate you. Thank you.
Keep it simple for our fans.
For all of our viewers, they understand completely now.
So if you guys have been on Cops or you've been on Jerry Springer, well, guys, you can be on our show. You're gonna be okay. You're gonna be okay here.
Honestly, yeah. If you've been on either of those, we want you on this show. We want you.
Or maybe we don't.
You've already said it.
It depends on what you were on
You've opened
Cops
this
for.
can of worms. You did this.
It depends on what you were on Cops for.
That's true.
Jerry Springer, we know what you were on Jerry Springer for. But yeah, so if anybody is interested in that, hit us up.
Yes.
And once again, comment. Just give us some comments, guys.
Yep. It doesn't even have to be. It doesn't have to be great job. It doesn't have to be anything where you feel like you're faking your comment. Don't want that anyway. Honest feedback is great. Whether it's good feedback or whether it's bad feedback, we will accept it and we will press forward.
It's like credit. You go to places in LA, well, bad credit's better than no credit.
Yes.
Well, bad comments are better than no comments
Correct.
at this point. Which, it would be nice to know what people are thinking.
Correct.
I mean, I get people that tell me, like, oh, yeah, it's cool. Like, we watched your last episode. It was good. It was funny. It was this. It was not educational. You're not going to learn a damn thing on this channel.
It might be.
That will help. That will help you with life.
This is not a. Yeah, for sure. This is not going to be one of those things where you're going to get educational.
This isn't CBS.
No.
Or PBS. This is PBS or CBS.
What are you doing right now?
Exactly.
What are you doing right
Sesame
now?
Street, guys.
What are you doing? Okay, guys. Well, anyway.
Yeah, leave us some comments.
Hit us up. Subscribe if you haven't. Please share the video. Share. If you have friends you think would be interested, even if they're not interested, throw it at them anyway. Share it.
We keep getting subscribers, man. The numbers continuously, gradually.
Keep that up for sure.
Yeah.
All the people that are
So we're doing
subscribing,
something right.
spit it out, get it going. Like, you know,
like,
put it out.
Share,
Yes.
comment.
And if we're not doing content that you don't like, or there's something you want to see, if you don't say anything, it's not going to happen.
True.
So the only person you can blame is yourself, because if there's things you want to see, we have said it several times, we will make it happen. We will make it a point to do it. So
as we did with Silver Bullet, we made it happen. Teresa, we made it happen for you.
Yes,
we love you. We appreciate you.
You threw it out there.
My mom was like saying too, we went to lunch the other day and she was like, well, I would like to leave some comments on there, but I don't want to make it obvious that I'm your mom.
Then don't say, hey,
and
son.
I was just like, well, everybody has a mom. So, I mean, it's okay. Like,
do they, though? They have to. You're right. No, I'm just messing with you.
Dad is a different story. Maybe. I don't know.
Yeah. Here, there.
Well, anyways, once then she's just like, well, I always want to comment, but I'm not really sure what to say, and I don't want to make it too obvious. So I'm like, it's okay. Like, maybe we need that first person to post something.
Yeah.
And so other people might not be so shy.
Or even a link. It could be a link to like a story. I don't even need you to talk about anything relevant within our conversation. It does not have to be relevant to anything we're saying. It can be a situation. It can be an incident. Share the link. We will look through it. We will talk about it, because we enjoy this stuff. This is what we do. Like, we enjoy it a lot. So you guys are what make it interesting, though. So the more y'all put into this, as much as we take the time to do this, the more interesting this will be.
Yeah, I agree. this episode was a little all over the place because we maybe because we don't have a DVD case.
That's the
just,
problem.
like,
This is the
screwed up for
problem.
us.
This honestly has been bothering me the whole time we've been sitting here, is that this is empty and has nothing on it. And this little bullet can only do so much. So really what it should have been is, which you can't even see, and it doesn't stand up, and see, props are failing.
Yeah, it was standing up for me. But yeah, so we once again, I will promise you guys though, for those of you that have been asking, like, yo, turn up the heat, let's get some scary stuff.
Yep.
We're gonna have that. We're gonna have that very soon.
Yep.
We're gonna do that, and once
It's
again,
coming.
Might not be for everybody, but we're gonna cater to everybody as much as we can.
Yeah.
And so I would really like to see us get back to when we were talking about, you were telling the story in Arkansas about the house that you found. With
That I can dive into that again. I have no issues.
But I'm sure we have other things that, because if you remember, the conversation triggered that memory for you.
It did.
And I feel like as we go, things are going to get triggered, because I know I've seen and experienced a lot of weird things that I've just not so much forgotten, but in a sense forgotten.
You kind of shut it out. And I think that's kind of how I did that incident. That scared me.
Yeah.
That was a very scary incident.
Yeah, so, and maybe when we go to Arkansas in November, we can...
Dude, we have a couple of
find
places
that
to
place.
look at, legit. So the nursing home, the mental institution.
I don't want to go to the nursing home.
It's not active nursing home. It's been closed for quite some time.
Oh, so
That's
we don't
what
naked
I'm
old
saying
people?
about no. We're not going back on that. Trust me, I am not going back to a nursing home ever. Not one that is active.
What if I was in a nursing home?
Tough stuff, dude. Sorry, man. Like, that's not happening. Because especially if they have you in a diaper rolling around in a wheelchair, it's not
Oh,
happening.
no, I'm going to be naked for sure.
Nah, it's
gonna be
even
the-
more so. I'm not going, bro.
It's going to be like
It's not personal. I'm just not going to go.
It's a requirement. Like, if you're in a nursing home, I feel like you have to be naked. You have to walk around naked and just
I think that you're
traumatize
right.
kids.
I think that's really what it comes down to, is being in a nursing home, it's your right to be naked.
I got nothing for that. Honestly, I got nothing for that.
Honestly, that's
Maybe it is
just how I
maybe
feel.
it's like required.
You
Like
have
you have
to
to sign a waiver or something
Maybe
on
you
it.
have to
Like
be-
you cannot wear
What are we
clothes.
doing right now? Once again,
Good
this
Lord.
is not going well.
But anyway, guys, thanks again
We're with that. I like it, bro.
for all your support. Maybe we'll get our shit on track in the next episode.
This is great.
This
I
was
like
kind
it.
of
I like this episode.
Well,
This
you're
is
coming
already my
back from-
favorite.
You're coming back from vacation,
Yeah.
so we're kind of like,
Yeah.
we got to get back into things, but we will. But anyways, like, share, subscribe, comment.
Does anybody want t-shirts? Just saying.
We got t-shirts.
If you hit us up and ask, mugs, t-shirts.
Maybe we should do like a giveaway or something for the first.
That's going to be in conversation, because I've been talking
Yeah, I don't
with
wanna throw it
our
off.
marketing people, and that is going to be a thing where we're going to do a giveaway. It's
Yeah, we
probably
got
going to
cool
be
mugs.
probably either going to be a mug and a t-shirt. We're going to come up with something. This is to get you guys interactive with us, because at the end of the day, we want to interact with you guys,
We do.
especially everybody that has stories. Like, I mean, we like stories.
Yeah, stories are good.
It's great.
And I mean, I really do like your chasing haunted places segment.
We're keeping it.
But it would be nice to have more personal. Not. So
I don't
much
want them to
things.
come from me. I don't want it to come from me.
I want it to
I
be
would rather it be
people
somebody
we know
else.
or
Yes.
people that that are
Yes.
subscribed to our channel. and
Especially if
followers.
you have experience. If I'm talking about a certain place and you've had an experience there,
Yeah, dude.
please let me know, because that just makes it, me telling it makes it more fun for me. Or if you want to tell it, like, you can, have you a seat right in here and we'll let you tell the story.
How do you feel about somebody doing it on like Duo or something?
That's fine.
Like if we were to put the phone right here and just be like they're talking and they don't have to be on camera. I mean, we could do that, I guess, as long as we had the microphones can pick it up.
Probably.
Something we can look into for those of you that are
Yep.
camera shy.
Yep.
But anyways, guys, once again, I'm Aaron,
I'm Chase.
and we will see you guys again soon, and I promise we'll have something a little scarier for you.
All right, guys. Have a good one.
Bye-bye.